So sadly, you can see this kind of space in between these two layers. That's just from shearing from when they were taking the section. So don't mind that. But I'll kind of zoom in a little bit more so we can see a little more detail. So which layer is most toward the inside of your trachea, where the air actually passes? Be this right here, right? And what is this stuff? This tissue type is what? Pseudostratified columnar, right? Or columnar, depending on how you want to say it. I'm going to zoom in real quick just so you can see the cilia. I'll zoom back out a second. Okay. So it's a real close-up view. This is the pseudostratified columnar. Okay. And they call it pseudostratified because it looks like there's multiple layers of cells, but in fact it's just one cell layer thick. And you can see the cilia on the ends of the cells here. And what do those cilia do in your trachea? They move upward like this, right? So that the mucus that's lining your trachea gets moved away from your lungs. Because you don't want mucus pooling in there, right? Not very good for diffusion. Then just below those guys, you can see right here, made of simple cuboidal epithelium. These are the seromucus glands, right? And these are what produce the mucus that lines the inside of the trachea. And the purpose of that mucus is lining the inside of the trachea. If you breathe in any sort of particulates, dust or ash or smoke, it gets caught in that mucus rather than going down into your lungs, right? See, we don't have a lot of problems with dust around here, but like, I go to Austin fairly often, and you go to music festivals there, and people walking around, and hundreds and thousands of people walking around and kick up a lot of dust. You go home after that, and you blow your nose, it's just black. Well, if this mucus wasn't there, or you cough it up too, it's really gross. If that mucus wasn't there, all that dust would be going right in your lungs. So, it's a simple cuboidal epithelium. Most of any kind of mucus glands usually are often simple cuboidal, not always, but in this case, it's, yeah.
And what is it?
This is called a seromucus gland. S-E-R-O mucus. One word. And it should be under this. Right? So that's what's below that layer of our pseudostratified columnar. Now we go down one more, and we see this step right here, okay, which has these kind of dark colored little bits. Okay, and this is the hyaline cartilage. Okay, so this is what keeps your trachea rigid. You have this cartilage layer. Okay. So when we're looking in the cats, we actually, you don't just have hyaline cartilage in that area, but you have the larynx, which is made up of. Does anybody know what kind of cartilage? It's a thyroid cartilage, and then the first ring of the trachea is cricoid cartilage, but we'll get to that later. But for now, what we actually see in the slide here is the hyaline cartilage. I think the little, they're chondrocytes, right? The little dark purple specks that we're seeing in there. And then we go a little further out, and then we get this layer right here. And what kind of tissue does that look like? Just based on the color alone, it looks like what? Muscle, right? This is smooth muscle. Specifically, the trachealis muscle, which lines the trachea. So those are the guys you have to keep track of here. You have the pseudostratified columnar for the inside, the seromucus glands, which you have a couple right here below that, hyaline cartilage, and then trachealis muscle, which is made up of smooth muscle. And then, here you can see some adipose, some fat, but don't worry, it's not appreciated. But people ask, well, what's that layer? There's another layer there. It's just fat. Don't consider yourself fat. So, all 4 layers right there. these slides, and also the two from previous weeks, the not the neuromuscular junction, the muscle tendon junction.